Hey, welcome back to another episode of Collins Customs Garage. This episode will not be about the F-100 that's sitting over there in the carport. This episode is about this 1994 Ranger that I am sitting in. I got gifted this truck, and it was idling real high when I pushed in the clutch driving down the road. Brakes went out on me. A couple other things went out. And for some dumb reason, I didn't video any of the throttle body work that I just did. See, oh crap, sorry. In this hand, I took the throttle body off. I took the IAC off, the idle air control valve, and I cleaned the pure dog snot out of them things with 3 cans of throttle body cleaner and a rag. And let me tell you, the tailgate, I had it laid down and I was using it as a workbench. Well, the tailgate now has lost a bunch of paint where I was spraying the throttle body cleaner. So that's all good, because this truck ain't nothing but a daily driver until I get my F-100 going. And after that, and I get that truck going as my daily driver, this truck may become a frame swap for a 1950-ish Ford truck. Because the measurements I've looked at and seen and all that shows that you can pretty much put the cab, just like we do on the F-100s, onto the Crown Vics. You can put those cabs directly over top of these, and everything matches up. Remains to be seen if that's true or not. But I want to say I saw an episode somewhere here on YouTube where some guy did it. I don't know. But a little bit about this truck. Truck has 151,000 miles on it. Pretty good. It has the 2.38 plug 4-cylinder. So it's one of the better motors that they put in these early years when it was a 4-cylinder. I had one in a Fox body a while back, and it had a good little power. It was nice. It was efficient. So the other issue I have with this truck is I can't keep brake fluid in it because the brakes keep going out. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is how I know it was on the front and how I knew I had a leak in the front. All right, this thing right here, the front reservoir, as you can tell, still has fluid in it. The back one does not. I'm sorry about the camera, folks. The back one does not. The back one is bigger. The back one operates the front. The front one up here operates the back. So I found the leak yesterday with the help of my dad, who happened to actually be at my house for a change. The passenger side, where the line goes into the caliper, is leaking. Now, whether it's snow, rain, the brass truss fitting, or just in general the line is leaking, I don't know. But the line itself is not wet. The only thing that's wet is coming down the caliper. So I'm going to pull all that off and get to work, see if I can figure out exactly what is wrong. But once I figure out what is wrong, this thing over here has no brake issues. It stops. It's not leaking. The reservoir is still full. And guess what about those cars right there? Pretty much everything on those Fox bodies, when it comes to brakes and suspension, you can swap over. A lot of people take the 5-lug spindles off of a Ranger and the axle shafts out of the back and put it into those cars and have a 5-lug setup instead of the 4-lug, so they have better wheel options and so on and so forth. It may not work. It may work. I don't know. But we're going to find out together. I'm going to go ahead and get these lugs broke loose, and I'm going to jack it up, and I'm going to put it on a jack stand, which last time I put it on a jack stand, I realized it was a Harbor Freight jack stand, and I realized that I needed to change that really quick. So when I took my load of metal off, I got rid of those because I didn't want to use one and have one collapse on me and me end up getting seriously hurt. So I'm going to get this thing up on a jack stand, get this tire off, start looking at this caliper. And hopefully I can swap stuff over, do what I need to do, and get this truck on the road today. I still got to get tags and insurance to be able to drive it down the dang on road. But I have me a daily driver hopefully by end of the day. So I'm hoping on Friday to go put tags and insurance on this. This is Wednesday, so I'm giving myself 2 days. I shouldn't need 2 days considering I just did all the work on this intake, or throttle body I meant, in less than an hour and a half. So with that being said, I will give you an update once I get this wheel off. I will show you what I'm looking at, show you where it's leaking, and depending on if I can set the phone up or not the right way, you may get a time-lapse video of me doing that work too. Not that y'all want to see that, but I may just give it to y'all. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and I will give you an update as soon as I can. And with the power of YouTube and video editing, it'll be as soon as I say bye, it'll come right back. So thank y'all. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And I say, ladies and gentlemen, I have found the problem of why the front brake was leaking. Are you ready to see this? Look at this. All I did was slightly push on this, and it went pop. Well, yep, it's broke. So now, and sorry about the dirt on my nose, fellas, but I got to take this thing and take this off, which you can't really see, I'm sorry, this off. I'm gonna have to take this line off, which goes up here to this other bolt, and unless it's flared right here, I may be able to cut that and flare it and put a high pressure hose on it, which I actually have some high pressure hose, which I didn't realize I had it until yesterday. Then take all that off and go over to that right there, pop that tire off, and see if everything is the same. I want to say one of my old projects, when I switched a Fox body to a 5-lug system, I used a Ranger. And I want to say that the line, the hose, everything that went to the caliper was the same. And the caliper itself was a little different because it's a truck caliper versus a car caliper. I don't know if that's really why it's different, but to each his own, I guess. But I think it's the same. If it's the same, I'm in business. If it's not, I may have to do some things to make it work. But I'll get right back to you with another update. All right, welcome back. And unfortunately, the Mustang is different. And it's different by a bunch. So I'm going to show it to you. You see this? That is completely different. That is completely different. I thought about looking on the F100, but at this point, I'm not going to. It looks like I'm either going to have to go replace the line, see how much the line costs to replace, which is my next step. And if I have to, I am going to cut the pipe, use my double flare tool that I've got, and put a piece of high pressure rubber line on there and double hose clamp it on each end. That way it'll maintain for right now until I can get the line. It just really depends on how much that line costs right now. So yeah, I gotta put this damn tire back on, put this thing back on the ground, because it is absolutely positively no use to me, which really sucks. So I'll give you an update as soon as I can. Well, YouTube, tuners in to Collins Customs Garage. I have decided that I am going to take this piece right here and go to the parts store and buy the correct part. Nobody sells rubber brake line anymore, or the metal piping by the foot, at least not at the parts stores. I don't feel like checking everywhere. So I'm going to, this right here, which comes down to here, is going to come off, and then right here up to there is going to come off. So I will let y'all know when I'm on the way to the parts store. I currently have to go borrow a vehicle to go to the parts store. So I got to make a few phone calls and see if somebody can either run me up there or if I can borrow their vehicle. So I will tune in when I am getting ready to replace this part. Well, all right. I was able to borrow a car. My mother's car, actually. She's really short, so I had to move the seat. But I'm on the way to the parts store. I got to pick this thing up and then come back and install it. Hopefully, it's just that, installing. Nothing else breaks. Nothing else has got to be done. Hopefully, I can just bing, bam, boom, be done. Install this thing and get this truck on the road. The only thing is I'm going to have to do once I'm done installing this part is bleeding the brakes. Luckily, I have a little tool that'll help me bleed the brakes by myself. So I can get that done, and hopefully by the end of the day, drive that truck up and down the road and the brakes actually work and don't go to the floor and not stop me. So, well, YouTube, I am here. So go in here, pay for this part, and we'll see if it's the right one. I love the fact that they have this. I can park in this parking spot right by the door. It's great. All right, YouTube, welcome back. I got a part. So now it's time to go home and replace it. I also picked up the forms to get parts delivered and not pay tax and everything else. So we will see how that goes. And that's the forms right there. Nothing special. So yeah, let's get home and get this part replaced. All right, welcome back, YouTube. I got the part to the house, all this other crap, and let me tell you, this is a little bit of a pain, because I had to take, as you can tell, there's no fender well in here anymore. It's over there. I had to take that out just to get this stupid thing to where I can get the wrench on the back side of this over here, which you can barely see it. It's a 7/16 wrench head that you got to put on it. If I had a crow's foot or a line wrench, probably would have been a lot easier. But this sucker is attached. It's ready to rock and roll. I got no play in that son of a gun. So I can put this fender well back in. I'm actually going to go ahead and open this valve and let it bleed a little bit into some brake fluid, and that way I can get this side bled, and I got to check the other side because I know it's gonna not be right now too. So got to do that and go from there. Actually, that thing's the same size. So the bleeder valve and that line up there is the same size. So let me get this bleeding going on, and we'll go from there. Stay tuned. All right, folks, I'm back. As you can tell, everything is back together. Right there, you can, well, you can't really see it, but it's all together. Bled the brakes. Had to get my daughter out here to help me bleed them. So she learned how to bleed brakes. She probably didn't remember how to do it when I asked her to do it again, but she did do it. So now I'm going to put the tire back on. I'm going to take it for a test drive and pray that my brakes are good to go. If they're not, then I'm going to have to jack it back up, bleed the brakes again, so on and so forth. You guys know the spew. So I'll give you an update as soon as I can. Well, folks, Ranger fixed. It stops. And I got it up to 70 miles an hour, hit the brakes. ABS actually works. It's a good thing. Slowed down really, really good. Came to a stop pretty good. So all in all, great little project. Like I said, I started off that morning doing the throttle body, cleaning it, cleaning the IAC, idle air control valve. Then I did the brakes and had to replace that line. So I checked the brakes while I had it open. The brakes look damn good. I mean, a lot of meat left on them. I think they were replaced before I got them, before I got the truck. So was the oil, and a couple other things were done to this truck before I got it. So all in all, pretty good little truck. Next stop is, next week is tags and insurance and an inspection, so I can start driving this thing as my daily driver. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Collins Customs Garage, even though this wasn't that thing. I'm gonna start working on that here in a little bit. I'll start working, plugging away at it as well here some more. But thank y'all for watching Collins Customs Garage, and hit that like, subscribe button, comment below. I'll read them, get back to you. I have deleted a couple comments because they were those stupid little check this out or check that out and all this other crap for spam or whatnot. I will delete that if you put that up there. But unless it's related to the F100 build or something I could have done different on this truck. So until next time, thank you for watching. Y'all be good.